everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to go about the cutting and sewing of a very beautiful waistcoat. For this particular one, I mixed two different fabrics together, as you can see, and which means that you do not need to have a lot of fabrics for this. If you have just a very tiny fabric that is left over from something else that you have made, it is just more than enough. You just need about 1 yard in total to be able to make this. So once you've gotten your fabric, let us go ahead and get started. Like I said at the beginning of the video, what you need is just tiny pieces of fabric that you have left over from something else that you have made before. Just make sure that what you have is going to be enough for the top, depending on your size. I would just advise that whatever you have should be about 1 yard in total, and then you need a zipper as well. You're going to pick the fabric you would like to use for the back, and for me, I want to use this one, so I have folded it into two. All right, what I folded, I made sure that it's going to be enough to give me my bust measurement and then have extra for stitching allowance as well. So now at this top here, I am coming in by 3 inches for my neck width. All right, this is the back neckline, and then I came down by 1.5 inch for my neck depth for the back, and I'm going to be creating a small round neckline just like you see me doing like this for the back neckline. So once you're through with this, the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is from the center here again where you have your fold, you're going to go in by half of your shoulder measurement. For me, my shoulder measurement is 14 and half of that is 7. So after making that point, I came down from there by 1 inch, okay, for my shoulder slope. Now I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope all the way to the top of my neckline. So now once you're through with this, the next thing you want to do is to take your armhole depth measurement. You can measure around your armhole and divide what you have into 2. So when I do that, I have 7 inches as well again. So from the shoulder slope, I marked that 7 inches, and I'm going to draw this across to give me my so that I'll be able to draw out my armhole. So what I did was from the shoulder slope, I just made dotted marks as well down to meet the point that I just drew across. So now on this line, which is now our chest line, okay, I'm going to mark my bust measurement divided by 4. So I've marked it here, okay. So another thing I'm going to do now to get my curve is from here to this line here, I'll get the middle as well. So on this middle, I'll go in by 1/2 inch. So once you are through with this, you will connect from the shoulder to the 1/2 inch you went in by and the bust measurement you took on the chest line. So all these 3 points together, I'm using my curve on my pattern master here. So I'm just going ahead to draw it all the way across. By the time you join all 3 points together with a curve, you will have a beautiful armhole, which is what I have here. So now once you're through with this, the next thing you want to do is from your shoulder, you're going to measure down to your bust point. Shoulder to bust point for me is 10 inches. And then the next thing would be shoulder to waist. So my shoulder to waist is actually 16 inches. But because I'm making a top here, I decided to use 17 inches, okay? So now I'm marking across the bust measurement that I just took, which is shoulder to bust point. And then now I'm marking across the shoulder to waist. Really hope you guys can see all the lines I'm drawing out here, okay? So now once you're through with this, the next thing you want to do is to create your dart. All right, so I'm going to be using half of my nipple to nipple measurement. So from the center here, I am marking half of my nipple to nipple measurement on the chest line, bust line, and waistline, and I will just use my ruler to connect all 3 points to give me a straight line, okay? So once you're through with this, on the waistline, go out on both sides of this line by 1/2 inch for your darts. So I'm going to connect these points now to meet the top of the line on the chest line. So it's actually very simple. Just follow it as I'm doing it in the video. So once you're through with that, you're going to come all the way to the bust line here, and you're going to mark your bust measurement divided by 4. And then on the waistline, you're going to mark your waist measurement divided by 4. Now, because there's a dart here on the waistline, I'm going to measure from this point here to this point. So measure from one point to the other on the dart leg, and that gave me 1 inch. So I replaced it back to the side so that the waist will not become too tight when we are done, okay? So once you're through with this, connect all the sides together and you will have your bodice looking like this. So now I want to add extra allowances to the side. So I'm adding 1 inch on both sides. This is our stitching allowance, okay? So just like this. So now once you're done adding the stitching allowance to the side, we're basically done cutting this out, drafting the pattern for the back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Around the neckline, you can see I made sure not to cut exactly on the line that I drew, and on the shoulder as well. But for the armhole area, I just cut exactly on the line. And for the side, I will just cut on the line since I've already added stitching allowance. Now on the bottom, I'm just going to cut this area out. I would have added extra allowance, but the fabric is not straight, so I'll just make sure what I have is straight. So this is what the back pattern looks like. We're going to go ahead and use it to cut out the front. So now for the front pattern, because we are going to be having two different colors in front, you will have to place those two different colors side by side, just like I've done like this. Now the front pattern the front fabric that you put down should be longer than what you folded for the back, okay? Because the front is going to be longer, all right? So now first thing I'm going ahead to do is to draw a straight line across one side here. This is going to be our zipper allowance. If you notice from the thumbnail, this particular dress waistcoat we are making, they use the zipper in front. So now once you're done drawing out the zipper allowance, just go ahead and place the back pattern, the center back pattern on the line that I have drawn out, just like you see I have done in the video. So once you're through with that, just go ahead and pin it in place so that it doesn't move. Make sure it's the center back of your back pattern that you're placing on the zipper allowance line. So now we are going to draw out the neckline for the front pattern. So I'm going to be placing my tape. Remember that the neckline for the back was 1.5 inch. So I extended my tape on the back pattern by 1.5 inch. Okay. And now I'm coming down to the length depth I want for the front neckline. So I want 9 inches, which I've marked here. And then I also marked where the width of the back neckline stopped. So the width of both the front and the back has to be exactly the same thing. So now once I've gotten the width, I'm going to just go ahead and connect the both points together to give me the V neckline for the front pattern. Okay. So now from here, I'll just draw into the zipper allowance and then draw into the zipper allowance here as well. Now we're going to get the V shape for the waistcoat in front. And this is actually very simple. Okay. So what I'm going to do to get this is the back pattern here. I'm just going to measure and divide what I have on it into 2 equal halves to get a point. So this is the center. So on this center here, I came down by 4 inches. So I'm drawing a line across this 4 inches point. Okay. So I'll just mark the point here as well. So what I'll do is from the center back here, I'll connect like this. And then from the side, I'm going to connect as well. So I'll just go in here by 1 inch before I connect the other side. That's for our stitching allowance on the side. So from here, I'll connect as well. I hope you guys actually understand. I'm going to stitch down my darts later. So the dart will be exactly on the center area where I have my V shape. Now, this V shape that I just drew out is going to give us that V effect that you saw in front when I wore the finished waistcoat. Okay. So now I'm just going ahead to cut it out. So just look at everything I'm doing and do exactly the same thing. So guys, this particular method that I used, I'm just going to be using a waist dart, all right? So now this is my back pattern and these are the two front patterns, okay? You can see what it's looking like. We're going to be having a zipper here and everything. So now I'm going to go ahead now and cut out lining pieces for both the front and the back pieces. So guys, I'm done cutting out the lining. The lining should be exactly the same as what you have in front, okay? So once you're done cutting out the lining for both the front and the back pieces, we're going to go ahead now and start sewing the lining with the actual fabric. It's actually very simple. So now you're going to open your actual fabric and you're going to place the lining right sides facing each other, just like you see I've done here. But the first thing we will do before we go ahead and join them is to stitch down the darts. So I'm going to make a notch on the area where the dart is so that it shows on the lining pieces as well for the back pieces. And now for the front piece as well, there is also going to be a dart. All right. So I'm just going to mark my nipple to nipple measurement. That's where I will use to stitch down my dart. So I'll just stitch it all the way down to the V area. So I'll stitch down my dart both in front and back on the actual fabric and on the lining. All right guys, I've stitched down the dart. You can see for the back pieces and also for the actual fabric we're working with on the back pattern. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is to head over to the sewing machine and make my stitches. So I'll stitch around the neckline, around the armhole, around the bottom part. I will not be stitching the side and the shoulders. So even here in front, I've stitched down the darts as well, okay, and did it on the lining as well. So to join them together, you're going to also place the lining and the actual fabric together, right sides facing each other, and you're going to be stitching around the neckline, around the zipper area, the bottom part, and then the armhole. You will not be stitching the side and the shoulders. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for both the front and the back pieces. So guys, after I was done stitching down the lining and the actual fabric, went ahead to iron out everything. This is what I have, okay? So I told you guys not to stitch it down on the sides, and yeah, I did exactly the same thing for both the front and the back. So you stitch everywhere except the sides and the shoulders. So now we're going to be joining the front and the back pieces on the shoulders. So I'm going to turn the back piece over like this, and I'm going to be placing the front on it, exactly on the shoulder. So place it like this, and then the next thing you're going to do is from one of the side, once you've aligned the shoulder from one of the side, you're going to turn everything over like this. I'm sorry that went outside of the camera, but I'm just turning everything over from one of the sides so that the shoulders are aligned, and it will be like fabric to fabric, lining to lining. I really hope you guys understand. So if you don't understand, you can just go back to the area where I turned it over so that you get it. Place them together, right sides facing each other. Put your hand from one of the sides and then turn it over to the right side. So once you're through with that, just go ahead and pin it down and then stitch down the shoulder area here. I'll do the exact same thing for the other shoulder as well. So guys, this is what it looked like after I was done making the stitch. So if I turn it open like this, you can see what the back looks like, and the front looks really neat as well. So this is a very simple way to go about this. So you can go ahead and just iron it out to make sure everything look neat as always. So now guys, I am done ironing it out, and now the next thing I need to do is to join the sides. So to join the sides, you place the sides together, right sides facing each other like this, and you're going to align the lining to lining, fabric to fabric on this side. Okay, for one of the side, you'll be able to do it from the inside, okay, but for the other side you will not be able to do it from the inside. So this one now we're going to be able to do it from the inside. So I'll just pick it and then come in from this inside, pick lining to lining, fabric to fabric, and turn everything over. This is quite tricky, so it's something you have to just be very patient with. When you turn everything over, you will see that you have your fabric to fabric on one side and then your lining to lining on the other side. So for this side, you'll be able to stitch it all the way around. So when you're making this stitch on the sewing machine, make sure you're using the 1-inch stitching allowance we gave earlier. So now guys, I've made this stitch around, as you can see, and what I'm going to go ahead and do now is to just trim off the excess allowance. But trust me, you can leave it if you do not want to cut it out, okay, so that you can actually adjust this later if you feel like it's too big or it's too small. But for me, I already checked and I made sure that everything is okay, and I just decided to trim off the excess allowance. So once you trim with that, you just open it up and you will see how neat both the front and the back will look. Okay, this is the front. Can you see what it's looking like? Now look at the back part of the lining, looking really neat as well. So this is what it looks like. Now, because we've closed up the other side, we will not be able to do it the exact same way for this other part as well. Else, we won't even be able to sew it. So the method you're going to be using to do this other side will be different. So you're going to put it right sides facing each other like this. Make sure they are both the same measurement, okay? The same thing. I noticed that this area here is a bit too long, so I'll have to adjust that before I sew this on the sewing machine, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to pick lining to lining, fabric to fabric, okay? And I would advise that you pin down the fabric area, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pin down all the fabric areas together, and then pin the part of the lining that I can pin. you will not be able to sew this all the way around like you were able to do on the other part. So what you will do here is to just pin it down to the area where you can actually do it. Will get to a point where you can no longer do it. All right, so you just stitch the areas that you can stitch, but make sure that whichever area that you are not going to be able to stitch will be on the lining part. Okay, so I'm going ahead to just pin down some part of the lining, and at this point I can already not do it again. So if I open it up, can you see? So I'm going to have this opening here. All right, so what I will do now is to head over to the sewing machine and just go ahead and stitch all the way around the areas that I'm going to be able to stitch, and then turn everything over from the opening that I'm going to have on the lining. So now this is what I had after I was done making that stitch. All right, so you can see I've turned it over. The front is neat, but then I have a little opening here at the back. You can decide to leave it like this, but what I'll go over to the sewing machine and do is to just make a simple top stitch here. So just put this area together and just make a top stitch to close up the opening, and there you go. You have both the front and the back looking really neat. So once you achieve with this, the next thing you will need to do is to place your zipper to the front, and the type of zipper I would advise is the one that can open up into two. Make sure that the zipper you're using is the one that can open up into two. So you're going to arrange the zipper from the bottom all the way up. So the excess is going to be at the top. So when you stitch down your zipper, you will cut off the excess that you will have at the top. All right, so I'm going to place it like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and pin it down. And then when I sew the areas are pinned down on the sewing machine, I'm going to cut off the excess, and that'll basically be all for the making of this waistcoat. So this is what we had after I was done fixing the zipper. Okay, so this is everything, and I've gone ahead to stitch down the opening in the lining area. So yeah, that's basically all for the making of this waistcoat. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in my next video, and if you're still here to subscribe, don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Bye.